Hi, welcome. I'm Eric Linter with Starspeak, the horoscope for September 2018. And as September begins, the sun is making its way through mutable Virgo. Virgo is a transitional sign. All mutable signs are basically bridging one season to another. And in this case, we're marking the preparatory phase for the autumn equinox coming later in the month. The ongoing summer dynamics are really beginning to shift, but one thing continues. Mars retrograded from early Aquarius back into Capricorn over the summer, and as September begins, Mars is still in Capricorn and maintaining a tense square aspect with Uranus, the planet of surprises and other unexpected events, earthquakes, explosions, etc. This is really a very explosive square. In fact, a lot of frustration has been building. Many people are feeling that they get one step forward, take two back. Compounding the frustration is the fact that Mars is also close to the lunar south node. And the nodes represent our movement both individually and collectively. The south node being connected with the past, with karma, and the north node kind of a road sign pointing towards the future. In essence, Uranus is squaring both nodes, Mars conjuncting the south node. It really adds to the collective sense of apprehension, of uncertainty. It almost feels like there are no sure things these days, and in fact, there may not be. So this will gradually ease over the course of September, but it's something to be aware of. Any decision you make, you're likely to second guess, and with this is also likely to be some regrets. However, some days are better suited for moving ahead, and the first Saturday is fairly hopeful. In essence, the moon in Taurus gives us a grounding, more stable sense of belonging, and as it's a weekend and a holiday weekend at that, it's a good time to basically enjoy whatever creature comforts you have available. On Sunday night, we have the waning last quarter moon, and this typically does bring up some tension, some stresses. There may be lot of talk without resolution. The moon will be in Gemini, and just if you do reach an impasse and can't come up with an agreement, let it wait another day, because on Labor Day, Monday the 3rd, Mercury is in a perfect sextile with Venus, and this is a far better omen for coming to happier times, more peaceful words and agreements. Affections continue to be strongly felt, as that night the moon is in a trine with Venus. And as we all get back to work and school on Tuesday the 4th, a lot of green light energies in the morning. We've got the moon in Cancer harmonizing with Uranus late in the morning, but then a little while later during the noon hour, the moon opposes Saturn, and this is reason to take a rest, to stop, to reconsider just what it is you're doing on this Tuesday, and maybe drop one project in favor of another. Mercury arrives in Virgo, one of his own signs, on Wednesday the 5th. That's another upbeat day. And then another big sort of cosmically earth-shaking event. Saturn comes out of retrograde on Thursday the 6th, also in his own sign of Capricorn. And this is a reinforcing kind of direction shift. This is the Lord of Karma. I think in some cases we'll see people held to account, those who have broken laws. On the other hand, there are projects that are going to be green lighted around this time. So, as I say, with the Mars squaring Uranus, a lot of us we've been sitting on the fence waiting to make a move, perhaps feeling like we're on a jagged edge. But Saturn's direction shift is a push towards, getting on board, committing, and starting to make things happen. Mixed trends come on Friday the 7th as Mercury in early Virgo is in a grand trine configuration with Uranus and Saturn. This is very favorable for weighing facts, sorting things out, and planning. And at the same time, the Sun opposes Neptune. So, very busy Friday the 7th, and a great day for visionary works. Networking is very favored. Creative projects get a real boost from that solar opposition to Neptune. But don't take anyone for granted. Make sure you do your homework, do the necessary research, and be inclusive. Pay attention to your valuables as well. Saturday the 8th sees Venus in a testing square with Mars, a classic for disharmony between the sexes. And on one level, this is about the inner female, the inner male being at odds. I think, again, due consideration and respect for various impulses, whether it's a generous impulse or whether it's a more aggressive, self-centered one. We're really looking to maintain peace and harmony if we can, both within and in our relationships. This also happens to be the last day of the lunar cycle. There's a new moon in Virgo on Sunday the 9th. And again, this is a new moon where the sun and moon conjunct. And both stars are in a close opposition to Neptune. So a lot of inspired work is being accomplished this month. In terms of the start of a new activity cycle, altruism is going to be very strong. This is a great alignment for acts of kindness and generosity. And I think for people on a spiritual path, it's really a major green light, a pretty wonderful new moon. Now the following day, Monday the 10th, Mars does return to Aquarius, again, moving forward. And I love Mars in Aquarius. I was born that way. This is a placement that really sees Mars flourish when doing things with other people and for the purpose of serving some higher cause. And some of that altruism gets, it's reinforced. The very next day, the Sun aligns with a sextile to Jupiter and a trine to Pluto. Great energy for making things happen, especially with groups of people. More powerful energies arrive on Wednesday the 12th. Jupiter forms a sextile to Pluto. Fabulous aspect for problem solving. However, Venus is in an opposition to Uranus, so some relationships hit the skids and may actually crumble. But Venus is also in a sextile to Saturn later the same day. So don't burn bridges if you can avoid it. You may find on second thought that there are things that are worth salvaging, and putting heads together with partners can really be both constructive and productive, and a sign of maturity. The moon is in Scorpio on Wednesday the 12th, also setting off that square between Mars and Uranus. So it's a lot of energy. Try and contain it, work with it, keep your cool, and don't say or do things impulsively. Again, maturity dictates that we look at the long haul, the long-term future, and try and anticipate what needs will arise. More altruism and creative energy is available on Thursday the 13th as Mercury opposes Neptune. However, the risk of a mistake, an oversight, or a lost item is also great. So, pay attention. Take care of the things that are important to you. And our forecast concludes with another really powerful and pretty wonderful aspect, a trine on the 15th, Saturday, between Mercury and Pluto. Again, excellent for communications, for rational thinking, for planning, and for partnership negotiating. Take advantage of it. The moon is in Sagittarius that day. People will tend to be optimistic, and great things are possible as our forecast comes to a close. You use your mind, use your smarts, use your experience to advantage. So that'll do it for this first half of September 2018. If you want to contact me, send me an email at stars@ericlinter.com. My daily forecasts are at the spiritofchange.org website. And do remember to keep looking up.